Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to biology online classes. So we are doing with the chapter structural organization in animals. We have started with the animal tissues. I said that there are two types of animal tissues. One is epithelial tissue, second one connective tissue, third one being muscular tissue, and fourth one neural tissue. In the previous sessions we have completed the epithelial tissue. In today's session I will start with the one more important tissue, that is connective tissue. So as the name indicates, connective means it connects the different body tissues and organs. So it functions like linking or joining to the different cells or tissues. So the most abundant tissue in the body, that is the connective tissue. So right, most abundant tissue. And it helps for linking or joining different parts of the body. That is the function. Okay, students. Now they range from soft connective tissue to specialized connective tissue. Range from soft connective tissue to specialized connective tissue. Well, underline these two important words: soft connective tissue and specialized connective tissue. Okay, now what are the different specialized connective tissue, or in general what are the different connective tissue? That is loose connective tissue, or let me make the grouping. Okay, connective tissue mainly of three types. First one, loose connective tissue. Second one, dense connective tissue. And third one being specialized connective tissue. So what and all you are going to study under specialized connective tissue? One is cartilage, second one bone, third one blood. Under loose connective tissue there are two types. One is areolar connective tissue. CT means connective tissue. You don't write short forms in the exams because of the space issues. I am writing the shortcuts here. Areolar connective tissue and adipose connective tissue means fat connective tissue. Similarly, dense connective tissue are of two types. One is dense regular, another one is dense irregular. So dense regularly examples, one is tendon and the second one is ligament. Tendon and ligament. And for dense irregular, the example is skin. So this is the broader classification of connective tissues. Connective tissues are of three types: loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized connective tissue. Loose connective tissues are of two types: areolar and adipose. Dense are of two types: dense regular and dense irregular. Once again, dense regular of two types: tendon and ligament, and dense irregular includes the skin. Specialized connective tissue includes cartilage, bone, and blood. Now we will study the other important features of this connective tissue, and we will take one by one the different types of connective tissues, students. So all this connective tissue, what is common is, except in blood, so the cells, okay, they secretes fibers which are made up of structural proteins. I write here cells of connective tissue they are called as fibroblasts. What are they called as? Fibroblasts. And these fibroblasts secretes the fibers. Fibers are part of the structural proteins. Now examples for these structural proteins includes collagen, which is a white fiber, and elastin, which is a yellow fiber. White fiber and yellow fiber, that is collagen and elastin. But there is an except. No fibers in blood cells. Important for your competitive exams like CET NEET. Name the type of connective tissue in which fibers are absent. The fluid connective tissue, blood, that lacks fibers. Followed? Now, what are the main functions of this connective tissue? I told that they helps for linking or joining different body parts. Apart from, what are the major functions of this connective tissue? First thing, it provides strength. Second, flexibility. And third one being elasticity. It provides strength, means tensile strength, okay, rigidity to the different parts of the body. Flexibility, you can bend your body parts because of this flexible nature of the connective tissue. Similarly, you can stretch the different body parts, that is elasticity, like a rubber. So these are the major functions of connective tissue, students. So you have to note down all these different parts, which is very important for your exams. Now the fibroblast cells, they secrete what? Fibers. Apart from that, they also secretes matrix. I told in the morning in the previous class about the matrix. It is also called as the ground substance, and it is made up of mainly polysaccharides. It's a type of carbohydrate. ಅದು ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ಗಳು and also made up of proteins. Textbook ಅಲ್ಲಿ mainly they are made up of polysaccharides ಅಂತಲೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. What are polysaccharides? Polysaccharides are nothing but the type of carbohydrates. Okay. So connective tissues, as I said, they are classified into three types. One is loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized connective tissue. So let's study one by one. First I'll take about the loose connective tissue. Let me erase this. So the ground substance is mainly made up of polysaccharides. So we'll take about the loose connective tissue. So I said there are two types of loose connective tissue. One is areolar, another one is adipose. Let me take about the areolar connective tissue. First let me draw the diagram. Areolar connective tissue. Yeah, that is connective tissue. One is about the areolar connective tissue. Let me draw the diagram. There are different kinds of cells which are embedded within the ground substance. It is called as matrix. Okay. Let me also draw the diagrams. Me. So you see there are different kinds of cells under areolar connective tissue. Let's label these parts. This is the macrophage. Macro means large, phage means to eat. These cells, they engulf means ತೆಕ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. The particles such as damaged or worn out cells, and also they will take care the cells which are attacked by other virus or bacteria. pathogenic cells. So they are the large cells which helps for ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಯ ರಕ್ಷಣಾ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಅದು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋಫೇಜ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಫೈಬ್ರೋಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್. I said which secretes what? Fibers. Which secretes? These are the fibers. Apart from, they also have mast cells. Mast cells are specialized WBC cell. On the specialized ಬಿಳಿ ರಕ್ತ ಕಣ, ಅದು mast cell. What does it do? These mast cells, they secretes or release some chemicals. The chemicals which includes histamine. This histamine chemical is responsible for showing inflammatory reactions. Now let me tell what is inflammatory reactions. When you have some injury, ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಪೆಟ್ಟಾದಾಗ that part which has been injured gets swollen, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ swelling ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, that is called as inflammation. And that inflammation is mainly caused due to the release of the chemical called as histamine by your mast cells. Okay, and also reactions. You know what is an allergy? ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ವಸ್ತುಗಳು, ಕೆಲವು substances our body will not accept. Those are the foreign particles called as allergens, and our body starts to react against those substances or allergens and shows allergic reactions. During the allergic reactions, they secrete certain antibodies like IgE. IgE ಅಂದರೆ immunoglobulin E ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. So there are different kinds of immunoglobulins in our body. So IgE is one of the type of immunoglobulin, which is nothing but your type of antibody. Antibodies are nothing but the proteins. So whenever there is a foreign pathogens or allergens or antigens, then our immune system, ನಮ್ಮ ರಕ್ಷಣಾ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ starts to active, and they secretes the antibody which are nothing but the proteins. One such antibody is immunoglobulin E or IgE, which is secreted during the allergic reactions. So these mast cells, all these are concepts for your seat in it. These mast cells, they mainly are responsible for these inflammatory responses as well as the allergic reactions to cause, and they dilates the blood vessels. They dilates the blood vessels. ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ನ ಡಯಾಮೀಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ದ ಡಯಾಮೀಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್ so that it reduces the BP, it reduces the blood pressure. These are all the functions of the chemical histamine secreted by the mast cells. Apart from this, mast cells also secretes other chemicals like serotonin. This serotonin has opposite effect of the histamine. The serotonin helps for constriction of blood vessels. Constriction of blood vessels, and thereby it increases the blood pressure, it increases the BP. Okay, and it helps for stop bleeding, or it stops bleeding. One more chemical that is called as heparin. Let me tell you what is the important role of this heparin. Heparin acts like an anticoagulant. Means it helps for clotting of blood. ರಕ್ತವನ್ನು ಹೆಪ್ಪುಗಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Clotting of blood. Hence it also stops continuous bleeding. Okay. So these are all the chemicals secreted by which cells? Mast cells, which are found in areolar connective tissue. So in the textbook they have only mentioned the different words, but they have not explained it. So this is the explanation for you. Now these fibroblasts, I said, they secrete what? Fibers. Now these fibers, they are of two types. White fibers, I said, which are nothing but the collagen. Another one is the yellow fiber, which is nothing but made up of elastin protein. Collagen is the structural protein, elastin is a structural protein. So collagen is white in color, elastin is yellow in color. So these branched structures, can you see? These are nothing but the elastin, which is yellow in color. Let me draw the yellow chalk, so you can remember easily. And they are branched. Elastin are branched structures. You can see these fibers, these are collagen fibers which are not branched. Okay, collagen fibers are unbranched. So other details about the areolar connective tissue. So it acts like often supportive framework for the epithelium, acts like supporting framework. Of the epithelium or the epithelial tissue. Underline that, supporting word, supporting framework. Because it is a connective tissue, so it has to support. Okay. Now, for example, the areolar connective tissue present beneath the skin or underneath of the skin. ಚರ್ಮದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ. ಅದು ಚರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ these are all some of the important properties of the areolar connective tissue. Now the word areolae means in between these fibers, can you see these fibers? There are a lot of space. This space is actually called as areolae. That is why the name has come, areolar connective tissue. Okay. So next let me complete the other type of loose connective tissue, that is adipose connective tissue. Now what is the meaning of this adipose? Means meaning is fat cells. So in your body you have fat cells, and if you have fat, that is advantageous for you, it is beneficial for you, because fat acts like an insulation coating. It will prevent the loss of heat from your body and regulates your body temperature. These adipose cells which are surrounding the heart or kidney or even in your eyeballs, okay, that acts like a cushion. That means it will keep intact the different organs. It will not shake it, it will not disturb it. It also acts like a mechanical shock absorber. If you have any injury or trauma, then that is prevented because of your fat, adipose tissue. Wherever there is excess of nutrients in your body, that excess of nutrients is get converted into fat, and that is stored in the adipose tissue. and whenever your body requires energy, that fat gets burned and it will give you the energy what is essential required for carrying different activities. So adipose tissue is also a very important tissue. Okay, so let me draw the structure of an adipose tissue. Now see, let's label the parts. This is the membrane of the adipose cell, that is called as plasma membrane. What is called as plasma membrane. Then it has got cytoplasm. Can you see here the dots? These are the cytoplasm. And it has got a nucleus, and you can see a large space. This large space is known as vacuole. It is called as vacuole, and this is the area for storage of food, on storage of fat. So you can label it as fat storage area. Fat storage area. Now you can see this fat storage in different animals, because we are studying zoology. You should have the knowledge of that. You see whale, a mammal which is living in aquatic bodies, water bodies. Underneath of the skin there is a deposition of fat, and that skin, that is called as blubber. What is called as blubber? So blubber in whales contains fats. You see the skin of elephant, it is also very thick. It has got adipose tissue. Okay. So that is the region. And one more. If you have seen the humps of camels. Okay. So these camels, they hardly drink water because they are living in desert where there is often scarcity of water. So whatever the store which is present in the hump region, that will get burned, that get metabolized, and whenever they require energy, that burnt fat will produce energy for them. Okay, so 1 gram of fat, if it burns, it gives around 9 kilocalories of energy. This is an extra knowledge. 1 gram of fat, if burns, it gives around 9 kilocalories of energy. So fats are the highest source of energy in our body. After fat, next comes your carbohydrates, then comes your proteins. So fat is also very essential component for our body. Okay, so this is about your loose connective tissue. So in the loose connective tissue, students, we have studied two important components. One is about areolar connective tissue, and second one is the adipose connective tissue. And we will study next about the dense connective tissue. Yes, students, we are studying about the connective tissue. We have seen in the last class about the loose connective tissue. Today's class we will see about the dense connective tissue. dense connective tissue, as the name indicates, the tissue is very densely packed, compactly packed, without or hardly any intercellular space in between them. So dense connective tissue are of two types. One is dense regular, another one is dense irregular. So dense regular, let me draw the diagram for the dense regular first. Dense, then dense irregular. Can you make out the difference between dense regular and dense irregular? Yes. What are these? Fibroblasts. These are the fibers. Similarly, you can see the fibroblast here. These are the fibers. The orientation of the fibroblast or fiber producing cells as well as the different fibers, it has got the combination of both collagen and elastin fibers, or have regular pattern of arrangement. They have regular orientation. That is why they are called as dense regular. On the other hand, if you see the dense irregular, the orientation or the arrangement or particular pattern of this fibroblast as well as the fiber is irregular, or that particular pattern is missing in case of dense irregular connective tissue. They are not properly oriented. They are irregularly scattered within the ground substance, which is called as the matrix. So these matrix or the ground substance secreted by the fibroblast cells themselves. So this is the ground substance or the matrix. The ground substance, matrix, which mainly contains polysaccharide. It is type of carbohydrates. On the carbohydrate na vida, that is polysaccharide. So examples for dense regular is your tendon, and another example is ligament. Example for dense irregular is skin. The tendon is the one, is important, tendon is the one which connects muscles to the bone, which connects muscles to the bone. Ligament is the type of dense regular connective tissue which connects two bones together, which connects two bones together. That is ligament. Okay, so mark it as important for CET NEET. So this is another type of connective tissue what we have studied, that is dense connective tissue, are of two types, dense regular as well as dense irregular. Okay, you have seen in Egypt mummies, the arteries are very intact, blood vessels are very intact because of the presence of dense regular connective tissue. It contains elastin fibers which gives elasticity to the blood vessels. It will not allow the blood vessels to rupture. That is why for thousands of years these mummies are kept undisturbed, they are preserved. Okay, that is because of the dense regular connective tissue. So dense regular connective tissue is mainly made up of collagen fibers as well as the elastin fibers, but dense irregular connective tissue, it is mainly made up of collagen fibers. Okay. Now let me differentiate or write the difference between the collagen fibers and elastin fibers. So I'll make a column. One side I'll write collagen fibers, another side is elastin fibers. The first difference between the two, collagen fibers are white fibers, whereas on the other hand elastin fibers are the yellow fibers. That is the first difference. Second difference, so it is made up of a protein, that is collagen fiber is made up of a protein called as collagen, whereas the elastin fibers is made up of a protein that is called as elastin. Third difference, it provides tensile strength. Collagen fibers produce tensile strength, whereas the elastin fibers, it produces elasticity. Difference number 4, the collagen fibers, they are unbranched, whereas the elastin fibers, they are branched. Okay, so these are the major difference between what? Your collagen fibers and elastin fibers. So may be important for the competitive exams. So in your notebook you write these differences. Okay. Now one more question may be asked for the exam. Difference between tendon and ligament. Tendon and ligament. So let's see the first difference. Tendon, it is composed of white fibers, mainly composed of white fibers, whereas ligament composed of yellow fibers. Next, the second difference, connects muscles to bone, it connects bones to bone to bone. It is, that is your tendon. Tendon is tough and inelastic. It is tough and inelastic. But ligament, it is strong but elastic. Ligament is strong but elastic. So tendon, it is very tough. Maybe it is soft, but it's very tough. But the ligament, it is very strong and it is elastic. You can see the ligament which is present between the two bones, so that you can make movement in between the two bones. Okay. At the ankle region, you can see the presence of the tendon which connects the muscle to the bone. So, dear students, in today's class we have studied about the another important connective tissue, that is dense connective tissue. You have seen the structural and functional aspects of dense regular and dense irregular connective tissue. In the exam they may also ask to write the differences between or differentiate between dense regular and dense irregular connective tissue. Then you have listed the difference between collagen fibers and elastin fibers, as well as the differences between tendon and ligament. These questions may appear for 2 marks, then you have to write any 2 differences for the exam. So in the next class we will see another important connective tissue, that is specialized connective tissue, that is cartilage, bone and blood. Yes, students, under structural organization in animals, we will start with the next topic under connective tissue, that is specialized connective tissue. Under connective tissue, we have studied loose connective tissue and dense connective tissue in the previous sessions. In today's, under specialized connective tissue, we will study about cartilage, bone and blood. Okay. Let me start with the cartilage. Let me draw the diagram of cartilage. Can also draw. So this is the picture of the cartilage. You can draw the cartilaginous cells as sides. So these are the chondrocytes. So they also have the ground substance, what you call as the matrix. Now this is the ground substance or matrix, and this ground substance or matrix is made up of chondroitin sulfate salts. Chondroitin sulfate salts. So what are these These are the chondrocytes or cartilage cells. Chondrocytes or the cartilage cells. So all these are embedded within the cavity. That cavity is called as lacuna. If it is only A, it is singular. If it is lacunae, AE, then it is plural. So let's see what is the structure of a cartilage. The cartilage is moreover solid, and the cartilaginous substance that is made up of chondroitin sulfate salts, which is a ground substance or the matrix, they are pliable on each other. Ondra mele ondu easy agi jaartade. Pliable means, okay. So most of the cartilages from the embryo is replaced by bones in the adults. In the human embryo, most of the body parts are made up of cartilage. When the embryo grows into adult, then most of these cartilages are replaced by the bones. Okay. Now, what is the main function of the cartilage? So, it resists compression. It resists compression and prevents any wear and tear of the organs, the body organs. Most of cartilages of embryo replaced by bones in the adult. So what is, where do you find, what is the location of this cartilage? Cartilage you can find at the tip of the nose, comma, at the joints of ears here, the joints of ears, also in the vertebral column, in between the intervertebral discs. So intervertebral discs in the vertebral column, so these are some of the locations of cartilage. And limbs and hands in adults, limbs and hands in adults. So these are the major locations where one can find the connective tissue cartilage. So the connective tissue cartilage has got the ground substance called as matrix made up of chondroitin sulfate salts, and there are cartilaginous cells called as chondrocytes. These chondrocytes secretes what the chondrocytes are present within the space called as the lacunae, and these lacunae are secreted by the chondrocyte cells themselves. You can also label this as the nucleus. Okay. Next we will see the structure of a bone. We will draw the diagram of a bone. After cartilage, the next concept is about the bone. Now, what are the bone cells are called as? Bone cells are called as osteocytes. Let me draw the diagram. Now you can see these concentric rings. These concentric rings are called as lamellae. And this lamellae has got the space that is called as lacuna. Inside the lacuna there are bone cells called as osteocytes. Inside bone cells are present which are called as osteocytes. And if you see, this is the entire structure of an osteon, means the bone. They have taken the section of this osteon, and at the central you can see a canal which is discovered by Haversian scientist. So it is called as Haversian canal, and this Haversian canal has got supply of blood because it is filled with blood vessels, then nervous tissue, then lymphatic vessels. Lymphatic vessel secretes colorless body fluid which secretes lymphocyte cells, which helps for defense mechanism of our body. And these lamellae, they are arranged in the form of concentric circles, and you can see the space that is called as lacunae, and each lacunae and lamella are interconnected by the outward processes. You can see those outward processes, these are called as canaliculi. It's called as canaliculi. You can see this canaliculi, fiber like structures you can see, those are nothing but the canaliculi here. Canaliculi. Now let's come to the bone. What are the bone cells are called as osteocytes? What are the cartilage cells are called as chondrocytes? Bone cells are bone. It is a hard connective tissue, and they are non-pliable. So bone is hard connective tissue. And it contains calcium salts. Cartilaginous cells contain chondrocyte salts. Bone contains calcium salts. So it is hard connective tissue. And the cells of the bone, they are called as osteocytes. So if you take the section of the bone, you can see there are concentric ring-like structures. Those are called as lamellae. And lamella includes the space. Those spaces are called as lacunae, and these lacunae are interconnected by the processes called as canaliculi, and inside these lacunae are bone cells called as osteocytes, and the entire bone, it is also called as osteon. In between of this osteon there is a canal which is discovered by the scientist Haversian, and it is called as the Haversian canal, which has got supply of blood vessels, nervous tissue, as well as the lymphatic vessels. This is the structure of the bone. Next we will come to the functional aspects, functions of bone. So it forms the major framework of the structural framework of the body. So it is the major structural framework of the body. So it helps for the attachment of skeletal muscles, helps for the attachment of skeletal muscles. The long bones of legs acts as a weight bearing organ, acts like a weight bearing structure. The entire body, the weight and bones itkoltade, long bones of the legs. Okay, so the bones helps for attachment of the muscles, and also bones gives protection, or it protects the vital organs, protects the vital organs such as heart, lungs, etc. The bone contains inside a structure called as bone marrow, where new blood cells are produced. New blood cells are produced. Red blood cells, you call them as RBCs, are produced once in 120 days. Produced once in 120 days. It means once in 4 months. Okay, the older RBCs are died and are replaced by the new RBCs by a process called as hematopoiesis. Hematopoiesis ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಂಪು ರಕ್ತ ಕಣಗಳು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಬೋನ್ ಮ್ಯಾರೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿ 120 ದಿನಕ್ಕೊಂದ್ಸಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ once in 4 months. Okay, so these are some of the important functions of the bone. Study of bones is called as osteology. There is a separate branch in biology which deals with the study of bones, that is called as osteology. And one who has specialized in the field is known as an osteologist. Okay, there are surgeons who is specialized study of bones and related disorders, diseases. So is an orthopedic. He is known as an orthopedician. Okay. So these are some of the important functions. They protect the softer tissues and organs. That is also vital organs such as heart, lungs, etc. In the exam, they may ask differentiate between or write the differences between cartilage and bone. Then that is homework for you. You have to tell me what are the differences. We have studied the structure of cartilage as well as bone. We have studied the functions of cartilage as well as bone. Now you write the differences. Bone, cartilage is solid, bone is hard. Cartilage is made up of the chondroitin sulfate salts, whereas the bone is made up of calcium salts. The cells of the cartilage, they are pliable and they resist compression, whereas the cells of the bone, they are non-pliable but they are hard. The cartilage cells are called as chondrocytes and the bone cells are called as osteocytes. Functions of the cartilage, that they provides tensile strength and elasticity to the body, whereas the bone is the hard connective tissue. It protects the vital organs and also acts like a weight bearing structure, helps for the attachment of muscles and production of the blood cells. Okay, so those points are enough. The next connective tissue is the blood. So blood is called as the fluid connective tissue. Blood is called as fluid connective tissue, as it is keep on circulating to the different parts of the body. So there are different kinds of blood cells. One is RBCs, means red blood cells, WBCs means white blood cells, and platelets. which helps for clotting of the blood. ರಕ್ತ ಹೆಪ್ಪು ಕಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಕೆಂಪು ರಕ್ತ ಕಣಗಳಿವೆ, ಬಿಳಿ ರಕ್ತ ಕಣಗಳಿವೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ರಕ್ತದ ತಟ್ಟೆಗಳಿವೆ. ಅದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ. Plasma is the actual liquid part of the blood, and the solid part is RBC, WBC, and the platelets. So what are the different functions? The details of the blood also you are going to study in the upcoming human physiology topic, that is body fluids and circulation. So I am not going to explain in detail in this particular chapter. That details you will get in the physiology topic, that is body fluids and circulation. So just I will brief out some of the important functions of the blood. Functions. So it helps for transport of substances, different ions, smaller molecules, larger molecules, okay, minerals, from one part of the body to another part of the body. So transport of substances ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Then the blood acts like a very good buffer. ಅಂದರೆ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇಸ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗೆ ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಬಫರ್. Blood acts like a buffer. Then it helps for removal of waste. ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಆದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಾಡಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ರಿಮೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. Then it regulates our body temperature. What is the normal body temperature? 37 degrees Celsius or around 98.3 Fahrenheit. So that body temperature ಅನ್ನು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಲಸ ಯಾವುದು? ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಇದು. So it regulates body temperature. Then it helps for digestion. And it helps for nutrition, means it provides different nutrients to the body. Then it also helps for defense mechanism of body. ರಕ್ಷಣಾ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಳಿ ರಕ್ತ ಕಣಗಳಿವೆ, WBCs are there, white blood cells are there, which helps for giving immunity to the body. Okay, so RBC ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ corpuscles. So dear students, now we have studied the different types of specialized connective tissue in our today's class, that is cartilage, bone and blood. Okay, with this I have completed the second important tissue under the animals, that is connective tissue. So we will study the different kinds of cartilage in our next class, which is important for your various competitive exams like CET and NEET. The students under structural organization in animals will study a concept for your CET NEET. That is different types of cartilage. Give the heading, different types of cartilage. So there are 4 different types of cartilage depending upon the location, appearance and the nature of the fibers. Depending upon location, appearance and nature of the fibers, there are 4 different types of cartilage. First one is hyaline cartilage, second one is white fibrous cartilage, and third one is yellow elastin cartilage, and fourth one being calcified cartilage. Important concept for CET NEET. So first we will see the location of hyaline cartilage. Hyalin means, it is derived from the Greek word. Hyalos means glass. The appearance is like a glass, transparent. That is why the name hyalin is given. So where they are located? In the long bones, in the sternum. Sternum means your breastbone, ribs, then larynx, the sound box, and trachea, the windpipe. These are the locations of hyaline cartilage. White fibrous cartilage, where you find intervertebral disc. The vertebral column, if you take, there are vertebrae are present. So in between the vertebrae, that is intervertebral disc, the white fibrous cartilage is present. Then pubic symphysis. Pubis bone means this one, pubic region. Sontada kade, bone. Sontada region nalli, there is a cartilage. Then yellow elastin cartilage at the location is external auditory canal. This is the ear, the first part of the ear. The ear will leads to a canal that is called as external auditory canal. So alli cartilage is. Then inside there is a eustachian tube. Eustachian tube that helps for balancing the sound signals ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು ಅದರ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿಯನ್ನು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಟಾಚಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್. Then epiglottis, at the region of glottis. Glottis is a part of your respiratory system. You'll study those structures in detail in physiology topics. So that glottis opens into trachea, windpipe. So the food should not enter into the glottis region. It should not enter to the respiratory system. It should enter into the digestive system only. So there is a epi means above. There is a covering over the glottis, that is called as epiglottis, which will prevent the entry of food into the respiratory system. Okay. Then at the tip of the nose, then calcified cartilage is located in the animals, like in the vertebrae of shark, then pectoral girdle of frog. Pectoral girdle means here at the region of the chest there is a bone, pectoral bone. Next, coming to the appearance, hyaline cartilage, how it appears, bluish white in color. It is bluish white in color. Whereas the white fibrous cartilage, it is white and opaque, thick. Yellow elastin cartilage is yellowish in appearance and opaque, it is thick. Then calcified cartilage is white in color, white in appearance. Then comes the nature of the fibers. How is the nature of the fibers in case of hyaline cartilage? The fibers are absent or very few and thin. When it is present, it may be very few and thin, and it is not flexible, it is inflexible. Then in case of white fibrous cartilage, there are numerous white fibers are present and they are more firm. In case of yellow elastin cartilage, there are numerous yellow fibers and they are the most flexible ones. Okay, it helps for flexibility of the body. Then calcified cartilage, there are no fibers and they are hard because they have the deposition of calcium, that is why calcified cartilage. And they are also elastic in nature, they provide elasticity. So they are hard because of calcium. Usually the cartilage contains which salts? Majoritarily chondroitin sulfate salts. Bone contains the calcium salts. But in this case, calcified cartilage, which is found not in human beings but is in animals like vertebrae of shark and pectoral girdle of frog, there are no fibers, but due to calcium deposition, the cartilage is hard and it is also elastic. So the question may come for your various competitive exams like CET and NEET from this particular aspect, that is different types of cartilage. So with this we have completed our first part of the structural organization in animals, that is animal tissues, and in the next part of the structural organization in animals we will study about 2 invertebrate phyla and 1 vertebrate phyla. Under invertebrate phyla we will study about the morphology and anatomy of earthworm and cockroach. Under vertebrate phyla we will study the morphology and anatomy of a frog. Till the time, thank you students.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.